Hi everyone, I'm Amanda L, and today we are doing a freedom flow to create space in the mind and body. So whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started right away in a child's pose. Toes together, knees apart, hips sinking back. And once you land, feeling the points of connection, grounding you into this space on your mat, into the present moment. And walking your hands to the left side. Really pressing into the right palm with the intention of envisioning that right armpit going closer to the mat. It might not even move at all. In fact, it doesn't really have to. With that energy and intention, that can create a deeper stretch or a different stretch. And then making your way to the other side. Coming back through center, tenting the fingertips. Bringing in a pulse. Pulsing through the chest, the spine. And then finding stillness. Making your way up onto all fours, rolling through some cat-cows, round and round, side to side. Tucking your toes, sitting your hips back onto your heels. Leaning back, lifting your knees off of the mat. We're going to fire it up right away by sending ourselves up while balancing just on the toes, heels lifting high, tall through the spine, and really taking it slow. And once you land at the top, keeping those heels lifted. And then sending yourself back down. And doing that one more time. So lifting high. Fun fact, I already did this class because I recorded, but I forgot to hit record. So I am doing it again, and I am really feeling this in my legs right now. Lowering down. Dropping the knees onto the mat, lifting the hips up, and then bringing the right leg off of the mat. So you're balancing on that left shin. And how slowly can you send that right foot to the top of the mat? Landing yourself in a low lunge once you get there. Playing with the balance of keeping your arms up off of the floor if possible as you shift back runner stretch. Taking it forward. And sweeping on back. This time sending it forward, sinking down through your hips. Left palm plants, right knee lifts, finding a twist. And then dropping down the right hand, parallel at the back foot with the back edge, lifting up extended side angle. If you need to come up a bit more, you can come up onto that knee. Dropping both palms down. Sinking through the hips once more, and then just pulsing back and forth. A little bit of a rocking motion here. Taking it forward, finding a squat. Hips sink down, and once you land there, just finding a bit of a movement. And this can be so small that you can't even see it from the outside. A rocking from side to side. Lifting your hips up, finding a forward fold. Stepping the left foot to the back of the mat, sinking your hips down. Both hands on the inside of that right foot. Rocking back and forth. Dropping down the back knee. Finding a twist towards the right once more. Bending through the back foot, grabbing a hold of the foot with the hand with the foot, pressing them into each other. Unraveling out of that. And then swinging that right foot around. Coming onto all fours once more. Tucking your toes. Sitting back. Leaning back, lifting the knees. Sending the elevator of the body up to the top with the heels lifted high. And then dropping back down. One more time up. Sending the hips to the heels. Knees meet the mat. Balancing on the right side, lifting the left leg up. How slowly can you take it to the top? Landing in your lunge. Shifting your hips back, straightening through the front leg, run or stretch. Sweeping it forward, lunge. Taking it back. And sending it forward. Right palm down, lifting the back knee. Twisting. And then swapping out the hands parallel at the back foot with the back edge. Both hands down, hips drop down, rocking back and forth. Right foot comes to the top edge, hips sink down. Straightening out through the legs, folding over, forward fold. Sending the right foot back. Once more. Hands inside that top foot. Gentle rocking back and forth. And then landing that back knee on the mat. Left arm reaches high. Bending through the back leg, grabbing a hold of the foot with the hand with the foot, pressing them into each other. And releasing out of that. Swinging your legs around, coming onto all fours. Swing side to side, round and round. Tucking your toes, hips lift up, down dog. Rounding forward, plank pose. Arching through the spine, bending through the knees, sweeping back, down dog. Rounding forward. And sending it back. One more time, take it forward. and take it back. Sweeping the right leg up and back, down dog split. Letting it land at the top of the mat. Straightening out through both legs, finding a pyramid pose. Gentle bend through the knees, sinking back to come forward. Warrior 3. Opening up into a half moon, maybe playing around with keeping the right fingertips up off of the mat. And then slowly tipping back into a warrior 2. Hips go towards the back of the mat, sinking down, Skandasana. You can have your fingertips down to support you as we move towards the opposite side. One more time on each side, taking it towards the back. And then sweeping it towards the front. Pressing up into a warrior 3. And folding over that leg, standing split. Left foot meets the right, forward fold. Pressing your palms down, bringing your knees to the backs of your arms, crow pose. Maybe you keep your feet both on the mat. Maybe they both come up. Maybe one does, maybe the other does. Using your fingertips as brakes and looking forward, leaning forward. Releasing out of that, stepping back, downward dog. Right away, left leg sweeps up and back, down dog split. Sending that foot forward, lifting the hips high, straightening out through the legs, pyramid pose. Gentle bend through the knees to bring it back, and then send it forward, warrior 3. Opening up, half moon, playing with some balance here if that's in your practice. Tipping back, warrior 2. Setting your hips back to the back of the mat, Skandasana. Shifting forward to Skandasana on the other side. One more time on the right. And then one more time on the left. Turning towards the front of the mat, pressing up, standing split. And then folding over, forward folds. Finding a crow pose or practicing to reach into that space. Holding wherever you're at and breathing, remembering your breath. Your breath creates the freedom and space in your body. Coming out of it, stepping back, downward dog. Dropping your knees down, sitting back onto your heels with your toes tucked. Grabbing a hold of the left heel with the left hand, pressing your hips high. And then sweeping through center up and over to the other side. Coming back through the middle. Pressing into the left side, balancing off of the right leg as it lifts high and you send it forward. Finding that low lunge, taking it slow. Tucking your back toes, pressing the back knee up off of the mat. And then opening up warrior 2. Big inhale, lifting through center. Easy exhale, warrior 2. Skandasana to the back of the mat. Shifting forward, Skandasana to the front or on the front. Palms plant at the top, pressing off of the back leg, finding a warrior 3. Opening into a half moon. And then finding your warrior three. Bending through the front knee to bring the back toes to the back of the mat. High lunge, cactusing out the arms. Heart reaches forward. Rounding as you press your palms down, stepping back, downward dog. Rounding forward, plank pose. Bending through the knees, arching through the spine, sending it back, down dog. Knees drop down onto the mat. Sitting back onto your heels. Big inhale. And a long exhale. Right hand to right heel. Pressing your hips forward, activating the glutes. Sitting through center, and then reaching up and over to the other side. One more time on each side, taking it up and over to the right. And taking it up and over to the left. And pressing up through center, balancing on that right leg. And sweeping the left one forward, taking it slow. Dropping the foot onto the mat, sinking the hips down. Tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee off of the mat. Opening up warrior two. Big inhale. Exhale. Sitting down towards the right side, Skandasana. Sweeping it to the left. Over to the right. And over to the left. Turning your torso towards the top of the mat, pressing firmly down into the left foot. Warrior three. Opening up into a half moon. Coming back into a warrior three. Right toes find the mat. Cactusing out the arms, heart reaches high. Rounding and pressing your palms down. Stepping back, downward dog. From here, playing with a bit of an inversion, so you can come into a headstand, forearm stand, handstand, whatever you're feeling in this moment. If you're feeling neither of them, you can take this time to choose your own adventure. Maybe you continue to work on your crow pose or something else. Play like we do in expressions of movement like this creates freedom. Think of the energy of play, especially in children, because we lose it as adults, but can you cultivate some of that on your mat and in this space to express freedom in that way? Slowly coming out of whatever you have going on, really allowing yourself to take your time. And landing in a child's pose once you make your way there. Rounding up to sit. Tucking your toes, sitting your hips back on your heels with your toes tucked. Leaning back, lifting your knees. One elevator ride to the top. Take it slow. And then send it on down. Knees tap down. Left hand to left heel. Hips lift forward. Pause here. And then sweeping to the other side. Pausing here. Releasing back through center. One last time of balancing on that left shin, lifting the right leg up and sending it forward. This time, dropping the foot towards the left side of the mat. And then as you sink, you can find a pigeon pose. Once you land in your pigeon, big inhale, heart reaches high. And exhale, let it be. Let yourself land where you do. Pressing up and then taking a twist towards the right. This can be such a minuscule movement that you can't even see it, but the intention creates the momentum to create the change that then we can see down the line. Opening up towards that left side. Can bend through the back leg, grabbing a hold of the foot. Either pulling it towards you with your hand or settling it into the elbow. If you're feeling super bendy and adventurous, you can reach that right arm back, clasping the hand with the left, or grabbing a hold of that foot, but I am not the one to demonstrate that to you at this point in time. No slingshots as you release that foot back towards the mat. And then pressing up, taking it back to down dog just for a brief moment, just to shake out that leg, maybe pedal out through the feet. And walking your hands back to the back of the mat, forward fold. Rounding up to stand, bringing the right knee with you as you make your way there. Grabbing a hold of the right toe with the two peace fingers, pressing that foot forward. Maybe it only goes to here. That is great. Where you're at is where you're at, and you should stop where you can still maintain that breath to create that space and that freedom to go even further. Bringing the right foot towards the right side. Sending the right foot forward once more. Releasing the fingertips. How high can you keep the leg? And then let it swing down, back behind you, grabbing a hold of the foot with the hand with the foot, pressing them into each other, tipping up and over into a dancer pose. Easy release out of that. Eagle with your right leg on top, right arm underneath, sinking through your hips, lifting up through your chest. Unraveling out of that and folding over, forward fold. Walking your hands to the top of the mat. Brief downward dog, big inhale. And a long exhale. Dropping your knees down. Sitting your hips back. And final one, I promise, leaning back, lifting your knees up, and then lifting your hips high. Keeping it slow and intentional. And then sinking back down. Dropping your knees down. This time, right hand to right heel, reaching your hips forward. Sinking back through center, up and over to the other side. Sinking back, and then pressing up onto the right shin, left leg reaches, aiming that foot towards the right top corner of the mat. It's harder to land it there with intention, and then sinking down pigeon pose. Once you get there, big inhale, heart reaches high, and then folding and finding your space. Your space to bring in breath, to bring in freedom. Coming up and twisting towards the left side. And then making your way towards the right. Maybe grabbing a hold of that back foot. Gentle release. Pressing back, downward dog. And then walking your hands to meet your feet. Rounding up to stand, taking the left leg with you. Giving it a squeeze once you arrive. Two-piece fingers wrap around that big toe, straightening out the leg. Opening it towards the left. Bringing it back to center. And then releasing the clasp of the fingers. How high can you keep it before you slowly drop down, finding a dancer pose. Making your way into an eagle, left leg on top, left arm underneath, sinking through your hips, lifting through your chest. Unraveling and folding. Walking your hands to the top of the mat, downward dog. Big inhale. And a long exhale. Walking your feet to the top. Sinking down, squats. And then your hips meet the mat, bringing your spine onto the mat. Knees in towards your chest, gentle sway side to side. You're welcome to just stay here. If you would like to go into a plow pose, begin lifting your hips up, keeping your gaze straight up this entire time. So if you need to look at me, do so before you come into this. And then bring your feet back behind your head. Stopping where you can still maintain your breath. Slowly coming out. How slow can you go? You can use your fingertips for breaks. Activating the core. And then the feet land on the mat, knees bent. Breathing here for a moment. Then to counterbalance that, you can either choose a bridge pose or come with me into wheel. Wherever you're at, holding and breathing. Maybe a gentle rock back and forth if you're in your wheel. Coming out of whatever you have going on. Knees knocking in towards each other. Arms at your sides. And then just tipping your knees towards the left. Sending them towards the right. Taking them back to the left. Pausing here. Maybe the left foot comes on top of that right knee. Pressing it down a bit further. And then sweeping through center and up and over to the other side. Right foot can come on the left knee. Coming out of that, picking your hips up and taking them to the right. As you take your legs towards the left, as well as your upper body. So you're in this banana shape. I like to cross my right foot on top of my left. You can try either cross, see what works for you. And then I grab a hold of my right wrist with my left hand. You want to make sure that the right side of the body is pressing down towards the mat. You don't want to be like hiking up that right hip. You won't feel as big, or you won't feel as much of a stretch. So you want to make sure that you are pretty flat on your mat here. And if that means not being in as deep of a banana shape, then coming out a bit. If you come out and get yourself into the right form and position, you can go further more quickly than trying to compensate and more safely. Breathing here. And then coming up and over to the other side. So picking your hips up, shifting them to the left. Upper body, lower body goes towards the right. I have my left leg on top, grabbing a hold of the left wrist, making sure that left side is pressing down and not lifting up. Want it pressed down. And releasing out of that, centering your hips. One last place to come, and that is into your happy baby. Gentle sway from side to side. And then bringing your legs out long. Arms resting at your sides, eyes float closed. Do not skip the Shavasana, what I call the integration. While the physical creates so much space for that period of time and briefly afterwards, this integration phase infuses it into a long-term expression, not just of the physical, but of the mental as well. Space and freedom for the body, the mind, and the spirit. Melting into the moment. Starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes, rolling around the wrists and the ankles. Taking a big stretch up above your head. And making your way up to sit, keeping your eyes closed if that feels comfortable to do so. Big inhale, arms reach up above the head, palms plant together at the top, pulling your thumbs into your chest, connecting to your heartbeat. Taking a big inhale up through the nose. And a long exhale out the mouth. Twice more, just like that. Big inhale. And a long exhale. One more time. Big inhale. And a long exhale. Let it go. Letting everything settle for a moment. And opening your eyes whenever you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, let me know in the comments if you have any special requests for any future videos. I share yoga videos every single day, so I would love to hear from you and love to see what you would like to practice specifically. And with that, I will see you next time.